I want you to know two things. My video talks here on this channel are very, very subtle. To understand exactly what I'm saying, to take it in and understand it, requires immense subtlety of appreciation of subtlety. However, the actual messages, once you have realized how subtle they are explained, how subtly they are explained, because they are subtle messages, means that there's no question, once you have realized that it's subtle, because it does not mean the messages I'm delivering are subtle messages. They are not subtle, but to appreciate them requires subtlety. And the messages themselves are very, very strong and robust, like iron, as strong as steel, iron. But to appreciate those messages requires absolute immense subtlety on the behalf of the listener or the appreciator. So this is interesting, because if something is subtle, you think, oh, well, in the book of Genesis with Adam and Eve, the devil was very subtle, tempting Eve. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the messages because I'm saying they're subtle to appreciate, are like Satan's message to Eve, saying, has God really said this? Which is subtle in your mind. But what I'm saying is, don't think the word subtle is something to do with Satan, the devil, because he was subtle with Eve. To appreciate a message which is very robust and like steel, like iron, requires immense subtlety on the behalf of the inquirer who's watching my videos. And they will find that to understand my message, it's like looking through a fine mist or a twilight, to actually be able to perceive and see what it is I'm getting at quite clearly. The messages are very, very subtle. But when you get it, it's very robust and like steel or like iron or like platinum, very hard and solid and pure and concrete and robust like steel. So don't think because I'm saying my messages are subtle, that they're subtle like saying, does God really mean this? That's not the subtlety that I'm talking about trying to get you to agree with. The subtlety is to be able to see through a fine mist or a twilight or a dim situation, to perceive it. And that requires subtlety. But what I'm saying is, don't think the word subtle means something like Satan used with Eve. Excuse me. Subtlety, that wasn't very subtle, was it? Subtlety is something important. You wouldn't like it if I said my message, rah, 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 rah. Understand, understand, understand. That is not being subtle, and it means that you get bashed about by the message and only feel bashed about by it, not understand it, the message itself. When you have to see through a fine mist or a twilight to appreciate something that has to be delivered in a very subtle manner, it means that when you get it, it's absolute. And something strong and absolute and concrete and like steel or like iron is not something that is delivered blatantly. It's something that dawns on you, that you appreciate it through a subtle delivery engine to actually say, this is something I'm very much becoming aware of. But when you get it, it's not subtle. But what I'm saying is my messages are very subtle. And they are.